What's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot and thank you guys for joining us. Today we have the top 5 ultra concealable handguns that we're going to bring you out on the table here. A couple different factors that we use to make this video. Size and weight being number 1. Caliber, we wanted to stick with 380 and above because we could get really small if we went down to, let's say, a 22, but we didn't want to do that. We want to keep this reasonable for concealed carry purposes. And like I said, size and weight being the biggest one, we're going to go from the least ultra concealable handgun to the most concealable as we see it. And like I said, all of these are very concealable. We're just going off of that size and weight format. Really quick, thank you to Harley, which is a power patron of ours. Been a patron now for a couple of months. If you'd like to support the channel, of course, you know the link is down below. Handguns, a couple different factors. You have the not concealable or would never try to conceal carry guns. This being the FNX 45 Tactical, I think that fits pretty well. And then you have the one that a lot of people say they carry, which I'm sure some people do carry, but probably not as many as they say they carry, the Glock 19. So this is kind of that, we're getting there, but we're still not very close to ultra concealable. You have the, all right, we're definitely getting there. What about a Glock 26? Multiple guns running this type of range. Definitely concealable. Definitely a gun that I personally carry from time to time. And we're definitely almost there. But then you have the ultra concealable. All right, these guns are under 20 ounces. Most of them, actually, what we're starting out with is 17 ounces. These guns are going to offer pretty much just 2 calibers, 380 and 9mm. Most of the time, the ammo is going to be limited to 10 rounds or under, but you're going to get a very concealable gun. And we're going to start this thing off with the Sig P3 This, of course, being a darling in the concealed carry industry right now because it's a 10-round gun, all right, but that is smaller or the same size as the chunky Glock 26. Actually, if we put them like that, yeah, they're almost identical. The thing is, though, it's 17.8 ounces, much thinner and lighter than a Glock 26, and this gun is just fantastic. You have X-ray sights, front and rear slide serrations, a gun that is almost a perfect balance between carryability, shootability, and size to weight capacity ratio. Is just, it really is unmatched. Considering that grip length. Of course, if you guys know anything about this gun, it was designed around the magazine first, and that's how they were able to get this gun at such a small size. But like I said, 17.8 ounces, right at an inch in thickness, 4.3 inches in the grip height, 10 round mags, very ultra concealable handgun. This is going to be the highest capacity one we have on the table that we're going to show you today, and really unmatched when it comes to concealability and getting that round count up there. Of course, it is in 9mm. And keep in mind, when we're talking about concealability, this means different things to different people. Okay, you may carry in a shoulder holster, or maybe you carry in an ankle holster. Personally, we like carrying inside the waistband, and we like carrying holster holsters, but that's just us, all right? If you wear a gun belt, that's going to make a big difference too. So all of these factors kind of play into this, but when we're talking ultra concealable, we cannot leave out the Glock 43, okay? Now, this gun, you won't see it on the table, but when we're talking ultra concealable handguns, we cannot leave out the Glock 43, which is number 4 on our list, at 16.2 ounces, a width of just over an inch, barely over an inch. Height is 4.2, so it's actually a little bit shorter than this gun. And you're going to see some rolling footage here on screen. Keep in mind, I've sold this gun, I don't know, bought and sold it 3 times now. Really didn't need it in my collection, but it's still such a very easy to conceal handgun. It's maybe 1/10 of an inch shorter, at least on paper, to the P3 which you're really probably not even going to notice, but it comes with 6 rounds instead of 10. Now, of course, you can get like Maggots and other companies like that to increase that capacity and get it more in line with your P3 But the Glock 43 is very concealable, and if you're used to Glocks, once you get past that heavier trigger pull that the 43 and the other smaller Slimline Glocks have, you can really shoot those guns pretty decently, considering they are up close and dirty, self-defense situation type of guns. And one other one I want to throw in here, and this is gonna be really old footage because we haven't reviewed this. It's been a very long time since we reviewed this gun, but the Sig P290 RS. This is kind of a little bonus I wanted to throw in there because it's right at 17.5 ounces, 0.9 inches thick, and a height of 3.9 inches. I mean, that is considerably shorter than the P365, 9mm capacity. Very concealable gun in the Sig 290 RS, and even though it's a double action gun, we actually did, I think, pretty decent with that gun at the range. So that's definitely another one that I wanted to throw in there. Glock 43 slash Sig P290 RS, two very decent options in the ultra concealable handgun lineup we have here. All right, what about number 3 on our ultra concealable handgun list? The Glock 42. All right, another Glock made it into this list, and this is what really started the quote-unquote Slimline series. It's not really in the Slimline series, I don't think, per Glock, but take that for what it's worth. This is a slim Glock, all right, compared, once again, to the Glock 26, which used to be the really only truly concealable Glock handgun that we at least had here in the United States. You can see how much thinner the Glock 42 is, and in the grip length, it's almost identical, a little bit shorter than the Glock 26, but this is what really started it. And this gun came out before the Glock 43. If you remember, a lot of people were upset because they're like, man, we didn't want a 380 version, but this gun, especially for Mrs. Headshot and her frame, the kind of clothes she wears, this is really one of the only guns that she can carry inside the waistband and it not be sticking out like a sore thumb. All right, got her a Tiffany blue Tulster holster for it a couple of years ago on her birthday. And this is just a great pocket gun or inside the waistband kind of gun where you're really, like, truly not going to notice it. 2 6-round magazines, 380, 12.1 ounces unloaded. Now, these are all unloaded specs. Keep that in mind because different bullets with different grains are going to have different weights. So we don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But 12.1 ounces unloaded, 0.98 inches thick, and a height of 4.1 inches. So if we compare that to our, oh, I'll have to take that off. If we compare that to our Sig there, you can see 1/10 of an inch shorter. All right, 6 rounds of 380, of course, but still, when it comes to these short little guns, and like I said, if you're a Glock person and you want the most concealable Glock you can get, maybe you're a jogger, maybe you're, I don't know, hiking or doing something where you're doing a lot of running and you don't want a really heavy gun, these kinds of guns are great for that situation, or even a backup gun or an ankle gun, something like that where you really want to have the most minimal amount of gun you can have, but you still want to carry. These guns are absolutely great for that. So Glock 42 coming in at number 3 on our list. All right, coming in at number 2 on our list, a very new gun that we just reviewed, the DB9 Gen 4. And when you're talking about small 9mm concealed carry guns, this has to be definitely the smallest 9mm on our list. This gun is tiny, all right, 13.4 ounces, 0.89 inches thick, 4.0 inches, so exactly 4 inches in the grip. Now, we do have the extended magazine base plate on there. It is a 6-round gun, and it only comes with 1 magazine, which I'm not a fan of. I talked about that in the review. But if we take this base plate off, let's just take this out, because you can see where your line ends right there. All right, you have 4/10 of an inch, 3 to 4/10 of an inch difference, all right, whenever you're carrying this gun inside the waistband. And this is truly one of the only 9mm that Mrs. Headshot can carry that does not print at all, or really bad at all on her. You can see the thickness difference there. Overall, it is a very small gun. And again, it's 6-round capacity, so you're going to lose capacity on pretty much all of these guns, but there are ways to circumvent that, whether it be a magazine spring or whatever. And then they sent us a holster to carry this gun in. And I got to tell you, man, carrying this gun is really like carrying a Glock 42. It's really nothing. Very small. if you need something like this, front and rear slide serrations, decent set of sights. You can use any Glock sights that you want on this gun, and a nice grip texturing, not too rough and not too slick. Very impressed with the DB9. Now keep in mind, when you're talking about smaller concealed carry guns, you are going to feel these guns in your hand as far as recoil. A lot of people think, you know, the smaller the gun, the easier it's going to be to shoot. It's the complete opposite, because now you have less mass in the slide. You have less weight in the gun to soak up the recoil, meaning you're going to feel more of that in your hand. So just keep that in mind. But when it comes to small guns, if you need one and you need a 9mm or you want a 9mm, maybe that's your threshold for concealed carry. The DB9 Gen 4 so far has been a very good option for us, and we are going to continue to shoot this gun and give you guys a 1,000 round update. But as far as sizing, and right now, this gun is very impressive. All right, and coming in at number 1, I believe this gun has made number 1 or number 2 in some of these top 5 lists that we've done. But the Ruger LCP2. All right, when it comes down to it and you need the smallest, lightest, most capable concealed carry gun, it doesn't get much better than the Ruger LCP2. Now, let me just tell you, this is one of those guns, although it's only in 380, this gun is not pleasant to shoot, but if you need something that could possibly save your life and you want something really small, this may be the ticket. All right, little pocket holster that comes with it, straight from Ruger. 6-round capacity of 380, 10.6 ounces, 0.75 inches. All right, let me show you what that looks like here compared to the DB9 Gen 4. Now, the DB9 is 0.89 inches, right? Look at that. Look how small the LCP2 really is. It's really incredible. Now, if you're looking at an LCP, I would go with the LCP2 because the trigger is so much better on this gun. It's not going to come with anything as far as sights, all right? They're milled into the slide, and that's all you really get. Serrated to kind of keep some of that glare off of you, but this is up close, dirty. Somebody is trying to kill you kind of gun, you know, and I wouldn't say point and shoot because you're going to want to obviously aim. You know, I've always thought pointing and shooting is kind of a stupid term because you really don't ever want to do that. You actually want to aim at your target. But this is that kind of gun. I mean, really is up close kind of deal, and very impressive. It's got a nice grip texturing on it, which makes this little gun a little bit easier to shoot. Okay. Now the height on this one is 3.71 inches. So compare that to, let's just compare it back to the Sig P3 65 here really quick. You can see how short this gun is. Now keep in mind too that not only the smaller the guns get, will they be harder to shoot, but you're also going to have less in the grip to hold on to. Okay, so you take something like this, it's a 2 or maybe even a 1-finger gun for some people with really meaty hands. Compared to something like that, it's going to be less shootable as well. All right, but not so small to the point where you can't shoot it. It's just going to be less enjoyable and a little bit harder to shoot the gun, meaning that you need to take the gun out and you need to put a bunch of rounds through it. You need to practice drawing from your holster if you can, and just make sure that you're comfortable with it with these smaller guns, because they really can be very challenging to shoot at the range. Okay, so let's just line up these 4 that we have in front of us real quick and just show you the progression just like that. Okay, this right here is what you're trying to hide and conceal, and that's why these guns are so great. If we take Glock 26, which is generally a very concealable gun, and really in the grip you don't have much difference there, but what about a Glock 19, something that a lot of people say they carry every single day? That right there makes all of the difference. Not only that, width, weight, and all of that. Okay, I know there's a lot of people out there that just won't carry this because of the weight. You fully loaded, you know, you're almost talking about 2 pounds on you all the time. That's a lot of weight. Okay, so that's where these guns shine. And if that's what it takes for you to carry every single day, I would say buy one of these guns. Make sure you shoot it well. Get you a good holster, gun belt, whatever you need to do, and make sure you're carrying every single day as much as you possibly can, because you never know when you're going to need it. Of course, I'm talking to law-abiding citizens out there. That pretty much goes unsaid, but I think that these guns are awesome. They made our top 5 ultra concealable handgun list. If there's a gun that I missed that you think should absolutely be on here, please leave it down below. Or if you want to leave me your own list down below, go over and leave me a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching. If you're a power patron or up, make sure you look for your special outro coming right after this. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.